Welcome back to our Accessibility Insight interview series on website versus document accessibility. I'm Barry Beeler, Senior Vice President of Strategic Alliances at Code Mantra, and your host for today's session. We are here today with Jason McKee, co-founder of Accessibility Shield, and my colleague Ian Smith, our Director of Accessibility Solutions and Services at Code Mantra. So, gentlemen, what I would like to talk about is it seems to me, and maybe this is a misperception, but it seems to me that many of our prospects look at accessibility either on a website basis or a document basis, and never the two shall meet. So why do most organizations overlook this accessibility remediation of documents when approaching a website remediation project, and conversely, a website remediation on a document remediation project? It just doesn't make sense to me. So Ian, let me start with you. We deal a lot with document remediation, but it seems to me website is an afterthought.
I think what happens, Barry, is potentially, there's a focus. I don't know, maybe it's those that are responsible, that are responsible for the compliance, and maybe they most deal with the documents in our case, right? Or sticking with your earlier, that they do the website, but they leave the documents. So maybe we're coming in, which is correct. We have served a lot of customers to do the documents, and they've been the last mile, the last thing that was done or overlooked initially, and they got called out on it. So I'm not sure still why an organization would not look at this as a joint effort, or a joint initiative, that they do these things at the same time, because it's a fair amount of effort to assess all of your documents, determine which ones you want to keep on your site. There has been evaluation in that area. How many documents do we really need up there anymore? And then to finally execute the plan to get them remediated. But I think it's a combination of things. Either they got pressured for the website, therefore that's what they focused on and fixed. All of this being kind of a reactive situation, rather than a proactive and holistic look at all of their content, all of their web-based content, both documents and website collateral. So again, I think it's a couple areas. Either our customers, because they finally got around to thinking about the documents, that's why we're picking up those alone. Yeah.
Well, so Jason, I mean, you and I have had a number of conversations around your business and your accessibility services that you provide, and oftentimes how documents are overlooked. I'm curious what your perspective is here.
Yeah, well, I think it's, I agree with a lot of what I'm saying, that it's often a reaction, to a problem for these companies. Not many companies get together, although we do see it once in a while, but not many get together and say, what else can we do to be compliant with rules and regulations? What else can we do to make sure we're inclusive for everyone? These aren't typical conversations. Most businesses run by, maximizing revenue and staying busy and paying the bills. And this comes up when somebody sends them a letter or sues them in court saying, this document or this website isn't legally compliant. And then all of a sudden there's the reaction, there's the legal phase, and then trying to understand what it is, and then trying to solve it for the least amount of money and in the quickest possible way. So the challenge that we see in my world is that a lot of times they're coming to us, unwillingly, if you want to put it that way, that it's not something they want to solve. It's not a problem they want to invest in. Now, often we do get them to understand what it is, and educate them on what this means. And there is some, oh, okay, well, now I get it kind of thing. But once you do that, you can't roll in also and say, oh, by the way, you have 11,000 documents on all your websites, and those are also not compliant. I do mention it. I feel like we have a role as in this industry, as this new industry, to explain the breadth of what this is. And the fact that something that everyone knows is a PDF is something that's illegal to put online on your business website is just shocking to people. They just can't comprehend it. So there's a little bit of sticker shock. There's a little bit of that can't be right. There's a little bit of, we're going to have to research that. But I think when they finally do get to the point where they have to solve, at least for us, for the website issue, they don't want to hear about another issue. They don't want to hear that there's more problems. They've already gone through the ringer to get to this point to say, okay, we're going to have you guys, fix this problem on our website. So we'll mention that documents are also part of accessibility. But at that point, it's, again, they're solving that problem. They're solving that one lawsuit, that one complaint, that one demand letter. That's all that they're trying to do in the beginning, in my experience. So it's hard. And that's why I wanted to do this talk with you, Barry, because I think that this conversation needs to happen. These are two peas in the same pod. But in our industry, as far, the companies that we know of, they don't provide both services, and the clients that we encounter don't ask for both services. So it's an important conversation to have.